Hello there, morons. It's Victor, king of the morons. I'm a moron. You're a moron. We're all morons. It's not an insult. Get over yourself. I think people who get offended by that take themselves much too seriously. And I'll explain why I'm explaining that for the umpteenth time. Most of you, if you're a moron on this channel, just put quickly in the comments that you're okay with me calling you a moron. And you know I don't mean it, anything, personal. Remember, morons are better than idiots. Here's a shot of Canadian whiskey. Oh, let me show you the moose head. Actually, it's not Canadian whiskey, just a glass. Actually, I don't know where this whiskey's from. Oh, nice. It's Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. This is a laundry video. If you're new to the channel, sometimes I get on here and I just babble. It's like a podcast. You don't have to watch. Do your laundry, pick your nose, shave your legs, shave your chest, whatever. But I got an email from a text message from Shane, Gaijin Shane, and he said they're talking shit about you on Reddit. Now I do have a Reddit, I guess, presence, very small. We have if you look in the description, it's reddit.com/ I think it's called Moron Army. I may have the slashes. I may have the exact address wrong a bit, but check the description. People write questions, and Rachel and I from Rachel and June try to answer them. And I thought it was interesting that the misconceptions that people have about us, and I thought I would go through here and comment. So the question is, who do you think this question was started a day ago by Exceptional Average. Who do you think is the most irritating J-vlogger on YouTube? And just so you know, it's 1:35 a.m. I'm gonna try to get this done by 2 and go to bed. And it's some interesting responses here. One person the first answer is about Ryan Boundless and how his main argument is, I've been here for 15 years, so I know my shit. And apparently he said in one video that you do not need a work visa to teach English in Japan. Well, technically you don't, but you need some kind of visa, I mean, you need a visa to stay in Japan. I know guys who have spousal visas and they work, and you have student visas and they work. So yeah, you don't, but you need something, right? I guess you could teach illegally while you're on a tourist visa, but there's also a working holiday visa. There's all these different kinds of visas. You don't necessarily need a work visa. And apparently, if you have 10 years in another industry or field, if you have 10 years experience, then you can use that to get a job. People always ask me the same amazingly redundant question, which is, can I get other jobs in Japan? You can get anything you want in Japan. You can get anything you want if you have the qualifications. And one of those qualifications, I have to repeat myself, I hate doing this, is you have to be able to speak Japanese. If you don't want to teach English, it's fine. But you're probably going to need to speak Japanese. So yeah, you can't be a doctor if you can't say things in Japanese, no matter how good you are. If you are a skilled, I got a lawyer emailed me today from Greece, and he said, I want to come over to Japan and teach English. Why? Why would you want to do that? Come over to Japan and be a lawyer. There are a lot of lawyers here. There's nothing wrong with that. And the next two people who are annoying is the friend with the bandana. I'm assuming that's Takeo Sam, and the Canadian girl with the face, which is Canada Gen 3. These are apparently the top 3 annoying. Well, the first, not top 3, first people to be annoying. And they go on and about her, how they don't like her, and then let's see, yeah, they talk about the scandal, what do you call it, the Canada Gen 3 scandal. The debacle. So I guess he watched my video because he used the same word I used in my title. He says, I'm convinced the vast majority of her subscribers are Japanese guys drooling over their guy Kokujin girl. I don't know. I think there's a lot of gaijin girls who like I've said in my videos, who are white knights and kind of think they're protecting her, and they want to ignore the mountain of evidence. But whatever. Yeah, so it looks like people who are on here, a lot of them are using words that I use, so I assume they've seen my videos. So anyway, then let's see. They go on, and this is something I did notice, but apparently Ryan Boundless's channel banner is a really good-looking guy doing this, and someone said it's not him. It's a really good. I think it is him, but maybe it's just when he was younger or something. But When I first saw him, I thought he was kind of buff. I was like, well, that guy's got pretty big arms, you know. But who cares, you know? What's the big deal? People can take pictures differently, you know. People look different in pictures. Let's see. He says in every video there's an unpolished gem of crap, right? And then they talk about the word gaijin, racist, and they criticize him for talking about the gaijin, the racist word gaijin, which I don't really. I mean, I understand I guess it could be used racist in a racist way or a derogatory way, but it doesn't bother me. I don't know how people can force you to be bothered by something. Anyway, then a guy named Guy John says he checked out all the J vloggers, and what an annoying concentration of videos about how different Japan is and how special they are for being there. That's something I really don't believe. And I think most foreigners, I will admit, when I first got here, I was psyched to be here. I was like, wow, I'm so happy to be in Japan. This is so cool. Everything is so cool. And I still enjoy the newness and, you know, the little things, the different things. I really do like that. Police. You know, but I wouldn't say it's, you know, it's what, first of all, why are you checking Japan J vloggers or Japan videos if you're not interested in Japan? Of course you're interested in it. Why are you interested in it? Because it's different. So the whole, you know, accusation seems silly. Let me see. In Japan, everyone has noticed how weird I am. I don't think people notice how weird I am. I'm often, you know what, I think when I'm most comfortable is when my foreignness is not noticed. And there are times when it's not noticed. People just ignore me. If you look at the last video I just uploaded, the Yasakasa video, I'm having a conversation with the chopstick salesman. And he asked me if I'm Japanese. And I'm like, what? Come on. And my wife was right there with me. Like, I think she said something too. You have to check the video. I don't remember exactly. But like, yeah, of course I'm not Japanese. Be like, well, I don't know, man. I thought you might have been Japanese. So, and when I'm walking my dog, well, when I used to walk the dog, you know, let's pause for Maggie. Thumbs up for Maggie. I really want to buy we saw a new French Bulldog in a store today. She was so cute. Actually, we saw 2 French Bulldogs today. One was a puppy. 628,000 yen, which is $6,200 for a goddamn French Bulldog. And Yoko says, we could have bought 3 Maggies with that. But anyway, when I'm walking Maggie, like, no one ever asked me where I was from. So, like, I don't really enjoy that aspect of being in Japan. But I would have to admit that it is a big part of it. Like, your existence here is like, people notice that all the time. Of course, that you're a foreigner and it's a big deal. And people don't sit next to you in the subway. And that, you know, it makes me a little bit sad. A little bit. But, you know, I'm fine. I don't really... you know, it's one of those things you just shake your head at. But it's like just things in life that are just stupid, you know. And it doesn't have to... It doesn't have to do with your actual race or ethnicity. Just, you know, life is full of stupid things. And if you're in Japan, one of those stupid things is going to be the fact that people are going to be commenting on your ethnicity, right? Anyway, so let me see. Let's go on here. Kanajin has one of the most grating personality. I don't think so. You know, let me just make something clear. I don't hate her, by the way. I think she screwed up. And I think she made a big mistake, but I don't hate her at all. I don't really think about her. You know, I made a couple videos out of her, but I don't think about her. I don't think she's that grating. She was really a friendly, nice person to me. So this is a misconception. I think most people don't really... You know, I've made a conscious choice not to watch her anymore or interact with her, but that's about it. I don't hate her. Let's see. Then this guy named Nihonzumi. See, look at these names. All these names are like Japanese names, and they're complaining about content that's been created. But they're looking for shit, you know? Like, what do they want? They just want professional companies to upload their documentaries? I mean, YouTube is for amateurs. Look at me. Apart from the ones which offer something like Japanese language tips, which I feel, how do I say this? I feel obligated, not obligated, I feel it's a duty of mine, because I can, to make those language videos. And I've got another one I've been preparing all evening, but I wanted to do this first. I want to do the language video when I'm fresher. This one I don't care. I don't care what you got. You know, this is language. This is a laundry video, so whatever. But I got a video coming out soon about a dog. It's really heartwarming story. People complain that sometimes my stories are like too dark. This one's kind of cool and uplifting. Anyway, that's coming out soon. So this guy says, you know, those are good, but I find the so-called Japan YouTube personalities utterly slap-worthy. Really? You want to slap people? I don't want to slap anybody. I had the misfortune of walking. Oh, then this guy apparently. Look at this, so dramatic. What? This guy's such a drama queen. I had the misfortune of walking through the Yoyogi Koen and stumbling across a wild herd of YouTube J-vloggers. We're animals. Never before have so many camera-wielding, selfie-taking, attention-seeking, obnoxious high-fiving egos been squeezed onto one blue tarp. To be fair, it was a pretty big blue tarpaulin. Tarp. Does anyone say tarpaulin? It's a tarp. Echoes of subscribe here now, accompanied by cutesy finger pointings, still haunt me now. That's an exaggeration. There were a lot of high fives and selfies with other people, and people had cameras, but that actually, I would say that pretty much everyone in the park on that day was taking selfies and taking pictures. So that's just silly. That's just, you know, you're just a miserable person. Why does something, you know, why does watching other people enjoy themselves piss you off? Something's wrong with you, man, Nihonzumi. You've got a fucking big bug up your butt, you know. You know, I can understand you not being interested in J-vlogging or J-vloggers, but why would their joy, why would our happiness piss you off so much? Anyway, a guy answers, haha, fucking hell, I can only imagine. That was vivid and terrifying. Really? Terrifying? Terrifying to see other people having fun? You guys are miserable little losers, you know? What are you doing? You spend your time doing this long thread, and this is like everyone's reassuring each other, yeah, J-vloggers suck. Let me see. About 95% of the ones I've seen have been attention-seeking misfit retards. It's quite possible, because I don't know what you've seen. You may have seen 3. I do come across quite a few that are kind of boring. Misfit retards, though? Most or all of them. The only one I don't find irritating is Hiko Simon, who seems like a normal person. Hiko Simon is a really cool guy and an amazing... I've never seen anyone do so much and be so busy and get so much accomplished. I mean, he's got his 9-to-5 job, which is more like 9 to 9. His kid, his wife, and he puts out these blogs and videos. He doesn't do too many videos though. That's the thing. You know, he's a really nice guy, but he doesn't. He's not super active on YouTube. You know, he does twice a week. We do the live shows Wednesdays and Friday, and he does his on Sundays. But he's not too active that way. But he's a great guy. So I'll agree with you. I will also say, though, that he is careful in what he shows you, which is smart. You know, like me and Ryan Boundless and a lot of other people, we don't really care what you see. Like, here's the thing about me that I wanted to mention tonight, and this is what's the word? Unconventional, maybe, thinking. And if you know this, there's a Sting song that actually echoes my feelings on this. You can know everything about me, but you still won't know me. So I'm not too concerned about if you know my social security card, my height, my weight, how big my anything is. You know, why did I go there? I got to go to genitalia, right? You know, it doesn't matter what you know about me. It doesn't matter if you've seen me nude. And if you've seen me nude, please write it down in the comments. I'd like to, maybe we could touch base, talk about that. I'll tell you a really funny story. Really kind of weird. But why not? Because I don't care. So recently I've been riding my bike a lot, right? My bicycle, because the dog died. So when the dog was alive 6 months ago or 7 months ago, I used to ride with her every day to school. But she's so heavy, carrying her in the basket, you know, trugging along to work. It was such a pain in the ass. She's just so heavy, right? And I didn't enjoy going to school because I would just arrive sweaty and tired, and you can't get any speed with a dog, you know. She weighed what did she weigh? about 25 pounds or something. And it was and the bicycle, the only bicycle I had that fit her, that had a basket that I could carry her in, was this mamachari. And a mamachari is as you can imagine, mama, mom, a bicycle for middle-aged women. So it was so uncool, and it had one gear. But after Maggie died, I don't know why, but my wife is like, "Oh, get yourself a subway card." So, without thinking, I did. And, you can pay, if you pay like for 6 months, it comes down to something really minor, like $80 a month, which is tiny, I mean, it's not much at all. You save a lot of money that way. If you pay daily, it'd be a lot more. And, but I was thinking, I hate the subway too, because it's so crowded. But anyway, about just this past month, my subway card expired. It's been 6 months, so I thought I'm going to start riding my bicycle because I have this mountain bike I almost never use. So I started riding my bicycle. So I've been riding my bicycle for about 3 weeks now, and and this is not an egotistical comment. This is a surprise comment. I look in the mirror after taking a shower, and I'm naked, and I'm like, "Whoa, my ass is back." Like my ass, I guess had become like flat from just sitting on it for 6 months. But I'm really enjoying the mountain bike every day. I go like 40 minutes to school and 40 minutes back, and I actually go out of my way sometimes to get to school, so I get a little bit more exercise. I've talked about this in the videos before, and yeah, it was just kind of a funny thing. So I thought, yeah, I can tell you that totally embarrassing story, and I don't think it means anything, like so I commented in the last video, the Yasaka video, that my wife, I asked in the video, I said, "Hey baby, how's the baby?" And then someone wrote, "Yeah, how is the baby? And if I were Yoko, I would want to keep that private." Yeah, maybe, but you're not Yoko. And you're a man. It was a guy with a beard. But he asked me anyway. It was weird. But what does it matter? People have babies all the time. It's not, what we're doing is not amazingly special. But I do want to show you something. But is it here? Oh no, it's not here. That's too bad. I'll have to show it some other time. We bought some baby clothes today, so thought I would show you the baby clothes. You'll be surprised and confused. next time. Okay. But anyway, get back to this. I just thought I'd respond to these funny comments. Just reaction. The next guy says, the Japan channel DCOM guy's self-righteousness gets to be a bit much after a few vids. He gets huffy if people refer to him as a J-vlogger. And yeah, I noticed that Ryan Boundless, some of the people said in his comment section, "Don't talk to J-vloggers, right? Stay away from J-vloggers." But in my opinion, and I remember a long time ago, a young blonde Canadian woman said she didn't want to be grouped with the J-vloggers. But in my opinion, if you are making videos about Japan, you're basically, by default, a J-vlogger. It doesn't matter if you hang out with anybody. And the thing about Ryan is that, like, he made a line group to communicate with other J-vloggers, so it's kind of silly for him to pretend not to be. I can understand he doesn't want to meet. Like I said, "Why don't you come out and meet us in Osaka?" And he said, "No, I don't want to meet anyone." Which is fine. I don't care. There's a lot of people to meet. It would have been nice to meet him, but I understand. But yeah. So the Japan channel DCOM. The thing about him is he used to interact with people, but he's kind of a dick, so he in my opinion, not a proven fact, in my opinion, he's kind of a dick. And I think he just I think other people caught on to the fact that he's kind of a dick, because he said really rude shit, and he was really it was all about promote me, help me, promote me, and then when people didn't act the way he wanted, he just kind of blamed everybody. So and also his information on his videos is a bit, it's definitely I question a lot of it. Like, a lot of things he says is just bullshit. Like, I haven't watched him in a long time, so but I remember him saying, "You should never wear a backpack in a Japanese subway, because it's rude and Japanese don't do that." I see Japanese people wearing backpacks all the fucking time. And I often think I should just make a video. Just, I mean, if I were really an asshole, I would just go through his videos and like make my own videos addressing each incorrect point that I see. But it's been years since I've watched him, so I don't know what's going on with him. But you know, actually, but the thing about the thing you have to remember about him is he's got a very successful channel. I think quite a bit of it is luck. It's definitely not editing ability. He just throws up whatever, and he doesn't communicate or talk much about himself. And he's incredibly hypocritical when he does. He has no ability to see himself. Like he'll criticize other people for the same things that he's guilty of, which is just, which I mean, it's so clear and apparent and obvious to me that I almost think like he knows, but no, he doesn't. he's just clueless, I think. Anyway, yeah, and someone says, yeah, he speaks in absolutes way too much, and I have to agree. Yeah, the Japanese are this way or that way. It's not always so easy, you know. And the Japanese are not they're not a one, you know. It's not they're not the Borg, as I've said many times before. They're all individuals. Let's see, and he's a super blocker. Yeah, people criticize him here. I don't really want to talk about him that much. He's a blocker, and he once dedicated an entire video to being a drama queen about how it is flattering himself, claiming he fears for his safety. You know, if that's the other thing that I guess I'm kind of stupid about. Someone mentions later that I'm intelligent and stupid at the same time. I don't fear for my safety. I'll tell you something that someone told me the other day. I won't mention names because they may not want me to. But another J-vlogger turned me on to this site, this Nichan site, like an anonymous site, and it was talking about what an asshole I was, because I made a video, you know, basically saying I do believe that comfort women were raped by Japanese soldiers. And they're like, he's such a Japan hater, you know. And that's so silly. It's like people who say Obama hates America. Come on. Why? How could I hate Japan and live here for 23 years? I'm not a Japanophile though. I'm not a Japanophile. I just happen to be here and I happen to enjoy my life. I think I'd probably enjoy any place, you know. So because I'm okay, well, maybe I'm a Japanophile by accident. How about that? I'll give you that. If I were in China and I lived there and I had a life there, I'd probably be the same thing. I'd probably make videos complaining about some things and praising other things, and I get accused of the same thing. You know, the Chinese would think I hate them, and the foreigners would think I'm kissing their ass. Oh yeah, so someone turned me on to this Nichan anonymous thread. And in it, they talk about my address. They found my address. They had my address published. They had pictures of my house. And I don't care. I'm not scared. I don't worry about it. I mean, I did think about it. I thought, is it irresponsible of me? But one of the guys was like, I found it in 20 minutes. I only had to spend 20 minutes. Like, apparently he was clever. He found out where I got my haircut because I made a video of it. And he figured out, you know, because my you know, you can buy a map here, and my name is on the map because I own the house, so it's my name on the map, which is pretty cool, but also kind of, I guess, it could be dangerous, you know. I mean, if I were a young lady, but no one's gonna come to my house and attack me. These guys who spend 20 minutes looking for my address on the internet, you know, I'm not scared. I'm not. You know, the best thing that could happen to me would be if someone punched me in the face, one of these guys, and then it would become a big scandal, and then they would all look like fucking losers. But that's not going to happen because they're scared, and they're busy. They're too busy, you know, grinding their teeth as they watch my videos, not understanding what I'm saying, because most of the people who hate me don't understand what I'm saying. I mean, most of the Japanese, at least. The foreigners who hate me are just stupid. How could you hate me? I'm such a nice guy. Okay. Let's see. Then the next guy, gets kind of interesting here. The next guy says, I'm probably the only one who doesn't like Rachel and June. And I was really surprised because I think Rachel is really a sweet person, and June is they're both just really nice. The worst thing I could say about them is, what can I say? Let me think of something bad. June is a little shy. He could be more talkative, I think. But is that a criticism? It's like that's also a strength. So when he speaks, people pay attention. Like me, I'm babbling all the time. So I can open my mouth, nobody even listens. I make a video, you guys. Oh, it's another video. Victor makes one every day. Who gives a fuck? But if June makes a video tomorrow, everyone's gonna be on there. They really do a lot of research, and they do good work. Let me see. The criticisms here were Rachel is extremely dead in her facial expressions too. I think she's professional. This person has no problem with June. Let's see. June is pure and innocent. He makes me feel guilty just for being myself. So there's a lot of June lovers here. Honestly, it seems to me like Rachel is exploiting June. That is really, I don't know where you can get that. This is a hypothetical. And hypotheticals are silly it's silly to waste time on hypotheticals. But without June, there would be no Rachel in June. YouTube never would have started. That I will give you. But Rachel does all. She's the front of the camera. She's on camera all the time, and they love her. And she does a great job. She's the talker, right? I mean, they're definitely a team. But it wouldn't be Rachel and June without both of them. So yeah, that exploiting June, yeah, I really doubt that. They're a great couple, and I wish I had that kind of video. But I'm not jealous of June or Rachel, but I wish I had that kind of a time to spend with Tomoko to make our videos, because she enjoys it. I wouldn't want to do it with my wife because she doesn't really enjoy it. She's not interested. She's just not interested, you know. But anyway, then they start, like second guessing. Oh, but he must feel so uncomfortable. She must force him, and just so silly, you know. Oh, then they start talking out of their asses about her name. My husband is Japanese, and if you know their channel, you know that the reason that channel is named that way doesn't mean anything. And then they go into the interviews. Oh, they interview Japanese people, and they're so stupid. I can't believe. Holy fuck! It has 1 million views. What's wrong with people? You saw it. You watched it too. So I don't know. I don't know what's wrong. What's wrong with the hate here, man? So a gaijin interviews a handful of university students, and you get all huffy. You know, who cares? I think people should relax a little bit. Anyway. So then someone nice comes on and says, let me explain why June and Rachel and June have that name. Let's see. Holy fuck, you seem toxic. You might not... Oh, yeah. So, yeah. Someone calls him out on that attitude. Because he's a bit unreasonable. Anyway, let me see. They are the nicest people you'll ever meet. Then Shane got on here and left a message. Yeah, there's a lot of hate here for Rachel and June by a couple people, but let's skip over this. Rachel, though, what I like about her is that she will disagree with you openly, and some people don't like that. You know, I do too. But here's the thing: I'll disagree with you, but I'm not malicious. I'm most of the time when I'm typing and disagreeing with people, I'm just having fun. You know, I'm smiling. But if you're boring. Like some guy comes on here, and I just blocked him. He comes on here and just says things that I've never claimed. Like, Victor, you're not American. You're not white. Never claimed to be white. You're not Japanese. I never claimed to be Japanese. They're not gonna accept you. You're a ugly Hispanic. Yeah, maybe, but he says that on every fucking video. So I finally blocked him yesterday. I mean, it's boring, you know. Or another guy who like hates me and you should stop cultivating this comedian persona because you're not a comedian. I'm not cultivating anything. I'm just being myself. I'm not trying to do anything. So that guy's blocked, you know. When people just come up with bullshit based on nothing, I don't have time. I used to think it was like a pure thing not to block anybody, but I really don't have time for that shit anymore. I'm working a lot, and I really like keeping up with you guys on the YouTubes here. So I don't have time for that. Let's see. Oh, then someone says half the time someone says that Rachel half the time she doesn't know what the fuck his name is I am the Patties. Constantly misleading people with bullshit, and he clicks on something called Exhibit A. Let's see, what is this about? Why Japanese people don't smell. 8,220 thumbs up, 323 thumbs down. I think she knows what she's talking about. This, other people believe her. You don't. Oh, my first go. Look at that. Yeah, these people are pretty arrogant. Talk about arrogant. They're criticizing her for being arrogant. But it seems to me that you're the arrogant one. I mean, let's see. Where's this? Where's my, whoops. Oh, whoa. Where the hell is this? Let me see. I've lost the thread. Oh, you know what? I know what I did. I just gotta click back here. I gotta click back. This will click back. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so it seems to me that you're pretty arrogant to think that your opinion is actually more valid than all those 8,000 people who said, who liked that video, Another guy, I watched one of her videos. It was so awful, I promptly threw my computer out the window. Never again. I'm sure you did. Okay, then they go on. They talk about cooking with dogs out of J-Vlogger. No, they don't count. Then I hate them all. Even Hiko Simon. Oh, don't hate. Oh, he's normal. I guess he's... Do they really ignore constructive criticism? No, we don't ignore constructive criticism. I like constructive criticism. But when you say shit like, stop trying to be Japanese, that's not constructive criticism. That's just wrong. Let's see. Another guy, Obscurus7 or 12. Honestly, there are so many J-vloggers I hate. In fact, I think there are only two that I don't hate. One of those I actually like. The other is just kind of bearable. The rest I would not save from drowning in a pond filled with goats' urines and pig offal. Mostly these guys are, you know what these guys are? They're getting off. This is self-masturbation. This is mental masturbation. This guy, I'm sure, was so pleased that he came up with a goat urine and pig offal expression. I'm sure you did, Obscure. I've been there. I've been where you are. Oh, isn't that a clever expression? But you know what? I would save you. I would save everybody except maybe Sam Pepper. Next guy writes, it's interesting this thread is at 60 comments with solid discussion happening but so heavily downvoted. Let's see. Because our Japan, that's why that, or there's a silent clique of butthurt J-vloggers, fanboys lurking here. No, I don't even know how to downvote anything on... I don't even know how do you downvote? You can downvote something? Oh, this thing here? I'll upvote it. There we go. Upvoted. It's only 3. Yeah. I didn't know you could do that. Oh, what do you know? I don't really know how Reddit works, I have to admit to you guys. Oh, where's my face? Not that you need to see my face, but where the hell's my... There we go. Hi, I'm back. Okay. Let me see. Let's go on a little bit. It's hard. I thought there's 83 comments. I thought I could get through this. Then someone called Rachel the C word. Richie Hitler. What do you expect? Well, that's pretty low. You're a scumbag. But you know what? When you do that, you're pretty much invalidating everything you say. No one's gonna pay any attention to anyone who calls Rachel a C word. It's just not. That's silly. Okay, let's see. Victor is the once and future king of them all, but lately some of his stuff he's been saying is really racist and sexist. I am so pro women and feminist. Sexist against men. I was mostly joking with the Sam Pepper video saying all men think with their penises. Of course we don't. I don't. I'm sure other men like me exist. I love the female body and looking at girls, but I know how to control myself completely. I don't bug women. Unless they catch me checking them out, but that's rare. Anywho, that's in a whole nother topic, but I know he claims to read all the comments, and I do, but his replies are really rude and offensive. No, that's the way you're reading them. But if you start rude with me, then I'm rude with you. Yeah. But I try to be funny. I've told a lot of the other J bloggers too that, I mean, of course we talk about this. Here's the thing I don't like about us J bloggers is that we all pretend that we shouldn't talk. If you don't feed the trolls, but when we're off camera, that's all we talk about. It's true. You guys get to a lot of us. I'm much better than I used to be. I don't really care too much anymore. I suppose you could make the argument that this whole video is that, but no, it's just I've never done this before. I don't look at Reddit enough. I've never seen this kind of thing before. And I thought I'll make a video response and do a laundry video because a lot of my subscribers do like my laundry videos. Criticism this kind of stuff doesn't bother me. I saw a very interesting quote by a female wrestler in Japan. It was a really weird program. There was this huge, she's pretty famous, but I don't know her name. I don't remember, but she's on commercials all the time. She's this really mannish female wrestler, and she's married to a huge male wrestler, and they have kids and shit, and they do commercials all the time. I'm sure someone will know and tell me the description, but she was on this program. It was more like a conversation, and she was on with this girl who's half Filipino and half Japanese, and the girl's wearing a mask, and she made a whole kind of like talent career out of wearing this mask. And she said she's not confident of her face. She's embarrassed, right, of her face. And this woman said, you shouldn't worry. Oh yeah, the thing was people were criticizing her. They say, "Oh, you're ugly." She showed her face a couple times, and oh, she's ugly, and her mouth is too big and shit. And the female wrestler said, when people criticize you like that, you have to remember that for every 10 people that hate you, that means there's one person who likes you, and you got to concentrate on them. So, I'm okay. I'm okay with the hate. I'm just not okay with boring, just boring things, or just completely illogical things. Oh, what was the other thing? Oh yeah, this is really stupid, but this annoyed me because it was so wrong. It was just, factually wrong. Again, I'm supporting Ryan Boundless in my own way, but someone on his video said, Victor must be getting nervous because you're getting so many views and subs every day. I don't really think about that. I really don't care about the subs. I really don't anymore. I will admit there was a time when I thought, cool, I'm getting subs. Right now I could care less. It's a nice number to look at, but the only thing that really matters to me is the interaction with you guys, and that means views. So the more people who are seeing my video and commenting, that's what I like. Even if it's and I know I make a lot of videos that are just like walking tours, but I like to hear that you enjoyed that. If you say, hey, circle, came, enjoyed, rated, left. Commented, left, circle, CERCL. If you just write that, then that's cool. It just means, it's just telling me, I was here, Victor, I saw what you did. That's all. I like the interaction. And the subscriber number doesn't mean anything to me. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, about that. If anything, it's a bad thing, because if you look at, and this is nothing I'm embarrassed about because it happens to a lot of vloggers over the years. When the longer you're at it, the harder it is to match your subscriber size. So I feel like something that I should feel embarrassed of, but I'm not, because I know it happens to everybody. But for example, I have 97,000 subscribers, right? Or maybe six, I forgot. But I only get an average of My average is actually, I think, 9,000 or 10,000 views per video. But if you glance at my page, it'll look like 5,000, right? So which is 5%, which sucks, right? Yeah, I suppose if you look at it that way, but it's still 5,000 people. I mean, imagine a room with 5,000 people. That's a lot of people. I really don't think of it that way, though. But 5,000 is great. That's fine. But yeah, if you think about it, it would be better for me to have only 5,000 subscribers and have 5,000 views every time. That'd be yay, I'm getting 100%. I'm batting 100, but in this way, it's like, it's almost like, it's almost like baseball. You're not really getting everybody. So let's see. Then they talk about me a little bit about my edited channel and unedited channel and then drama channel. I need to make another channel for drama. No, I don't. I label these things with drama. So I got this guy CK. CK, if you're watching, I'm talking about you. Sorry. He gave me all the shit for making this drama video the other day about Ryan Boundless. And I'm like, in the end, I'm like, dude, it fucking says drama right up there. If you don't want to see drama, don't fucking click on drama. And he couldn't argue with that. But he did have some good points. Like, I shouldn't have called him pussy at the end. I said, and I said, yeah, it was childish. Okay, I'll admit that. But I'm having fun. I'm just blowing off steam. So they think I should open up another channel. Let me see. Here's another one. Yeah, I'm not sure what Victor's deal is lately. I used to enjoy some of his material, Josh from Nazareth. But he's like an armchair everything now. Talking about stuff he obviously doesn't know much about. Like what? I don't know. Give me some examples. But I do agree you shouldn't talk about stuff that you don't really know about. But the other thing is that people send us really stupid questions that we couldn't possibly know about. But I do try to find out. Like someone told me a question years ago, about having deformed hands, and is it going to be a problem, or Asperger's and stuff, and I try to look into it. Let me see. Can someone tell me the best ones? Someone wrote, I like Hiko Simon. I like Bobby Judo. Yeah, Hiko Sam and Bobby Judo are great. Both intelligent and very good Japanese speakers, but they don't put in... Well, Hiko Simon less so than Bobby Judo, but Bobby Judo, as far as I can tell, doesn't put in the work. How often does he, make videos? Not that often. At least the last I knew. My Argonauts Jason's okay. Yeah, he's great especially if you want to know about jet or sumo, he's great. Gimmeabreakman, Flakers is love-hate. I didn't understand this, but his videos with I'm an obnoxious foreigner are awful. I can't tell if that means I'm the obnoxious foreigner or when I'm with an obnoxious foreigner. I don't know, but I like Rachel and June, but some people don't. Rachel and June are great, and you know what? You can't argue with success. 250,000 subscribers, millions of... I think they get 1 million views a month, at least. Let me see. Best ones: Charlie in Japan. Rachel and June, give me a breakman. Japan with Regan. I think Japan with Regan is really good. He's just up and coming. He's just a good editor too. Shane, I think, is really funny. If you understand that he's not malicious. Like some people assume he's really mean. Who's this guy? Ben Dochihoko. I don't know who that is. Tomoko, of course. Tomoko. If you want to learn Japanese, be on her channel. Tomoko and I are gonna make more videos together on my channel. Don't worry, she's coming back. We've just both been really busy. Let me see. I guess that's pretty much it. Shane comes on and says we're all nice people. If you ever come to a party, everyone's really nice. Look, to be honest, I think I'm a little too nice. Like last night, I met two people. they said Jet. I'm gonna make a video about Jet and Rita. Okay, so Jet and Rita are both from Australia, and they were saying, "Hey, we're in Nagoya. Let's meet." And I'm like. And I've had a cold all week, and I haven't really felt like meeting anyone. I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm kind of tired. And I don't know them, What if they're really boring? That for me is the most terrifying thing. Being stuck having dinner with someone who's really boring. So I said, I'll meet you for drinks. And at first I wasn't going to meet him because like I said, I've had a slight cold all week. But I ended up meeting them for drinks, and we had a great time. We ended up having dinner together and we stayed out actually pretty late. And got drunk together, and they were really nice people. But if I were such an arrogant son of a bitch, wouldn't I not do that? If I thought I was all, if my shit didn't stink like I've been accused of, wouldn't I not meet people who just wanted to meet? And, but yeah, I'm not trying to blow my own horn or anything, but. I'm a pretty accessible guy. I don't think I'm better than you. That's the point. I don't think I'm better than you guys. I'm just an average guy. I'm not intelligent. I've just had a lot more experience than all of you, and I'm thoughtful. I think Regan is really intelligent. I wish I were as far advanced as he is apparently now. But I think part of that is his near life experience in the past, right? And that helps a lot. Pain helps to mature a person. So if you're in pain, if you're having pain, then you should appreciate it. Appreciate it because it will help you in the future. Yeah. Anyway, that's basically it. 45 minutes long, just talking about the Reddit thread. It's kind of weird because, you know, the only reason this thread exists is because we exist. So we kind of created this in a way. Oh, we are gods. We are so arrogant. You know, we're just normal people who do YouTube for some reason or another. To summarize this really quickly, I started YouTube because I fell out with my best friends in Japan over money, you know, over a lot of money. I was in these big projects and there was a bit of a scandal and accusations were thrown, and instead of fighting my friends, I decided to step away and step out of the whole gaijin community. So I left the gaijin community. I used to be in Nagoya. I used to be the man around town. I had the bars and the rock and roll band and the school, and people. A lot of phony foreigners would, you know, kiss my ass. Or wanted to be my best buddy. And of course, I was single then, so also. So, and of course, Japanese girls, I was Mr. Desirable because I had all these, you know, connections, whatever you want to call it. But I did notice that once I stepped away, a lot of that phoniness left with it. And I was happy to see that. I was like, yeah, I knew that. I knew that would happen. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. But thanks to that, I suddenly had all this time, and I started doing YouTube. You know, because of course I love communicating with people. Here's the weird thing. You guys will find that hard to believe, but I am not always an extrovert. I am actually quite introverted. I'm quite happy being alone. I don't need to be with people. That was one thing I was gonna say. What was the other thing? It was another good point. Extrovert, introvert. Oh, I forgot the other thing. Well, whatever. It'll come next time. But yeah, you don't know me. Just because I make these videos and talk to you, you don't necessarily know me. But I've got no problem, you know. You knowing what you know. It's fine. It doesn't mean you know me. And if you did know me, there's nothing wrong with that either. Maybe some of you actually know what I'm like anyway, so that's okay too. Who cares? It's all irrelevant. I mean, in the global, if you look at this from a philosophical point of view, nothing's relevant. Who cares? I'll be dead in a few years. Not a few, hopefully not, but I'll be dead someday. None of this will matter. And one day in the future, I'll be dead and there'll be trolls on my channel giving me shit. And I won't be able to defend myself. So I'll have to leave it up to you guys. Anyway, thanks for watching or listening. I hope you didn't watch it. I hope you just listened. I'll leave a link to this enormous thread on Reddit. And that's the laundry video for tonight. I think it's perhaps the longest one I've ever done. Yeah, which is not anything I should be proud of. But I do have a good video coming out tomorrow, another educational video, which I do hope you appreciate, and I hope you will support by just giving a thumbs up and comments and all that kind of stuff. And watch the other video. The last video I did is just a walkthrough through a shrine in a very, very beautiful shrine in Kyoto. So check that out. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Good night. I'm going to get some sleep. Where's the off button on this? I'm not sure how to turn this off. Here we go. Good night, guys. Bye.